So this video is a little bit different from normal. Today I'm going to be raiding a couple of tribes in Wings of Fire. We will be focusing in the Northwest Pyria area today with Icewings and Sandwings. I will be going off of the rules of design, 1 from 10, creativity, 1 from 10, backstories, 1 from 10, how good the tribe is on my biased opinion, 1 from 10. Disclaimer, this is my opinion, and those who are new to the books don't expect all that I say to be wondrous and true. I am just going off of what I've seen in this series, from the books, including the winglets and legends. I will also be reading descriptions of dragons from the most recent book, Flames of Hope, and for Dragons of Pyria, I will be going off of Darkness of Dragons, since the new book only had Leafwings, Hivewings, and Seekwings described. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First, we're going to start out with Icewings. They are located at the top of Pyria. On the map, you can see that it looks like a dragon head. These dragons tend to be very defensive, as you can see with the wall of Icewing. As the books exactly quote, Icewings have silvery scales like moon, or pale blue scales like ice, rigid claws to grip ice, forked blue tongues, and tails narrow to a thin tip end. Abilities are, can withstand sub-zero temperatures and bright light, exhale deadly frost breath. This tribe is one of the tribes that are very much based off of something in the real world. In this case, it has to be the frozen North and South Poles. Ice, frost, and etc. These creatures, like all tribes, are unique to the point of a hybrid can clearly be spotted. When it comes to the design of these dragons, there is a very interesting detail whenever it comes to the rigid claws. This small detail just adds the main thing, which making it even more cool. Icewings are known for the pale scales, which resembles ice and frost. Overall, the category of the design of these tribes is 8 out of 10. When it comes to creativity, the spikes on the back are interesting. The spikes are supposed to resemble the icicles that dangle down from rooftops of houses and trees. Though it was a cool idea, there was something more you could do. As an artist, you're always looking for trying to improve. So, I come with a little idea of my own. As you can see here, I got an idea of snow. As we all know, Icewings are based off of mainly on ice. So if we add in the other parts of that category, we get this. I got the idea from my art contest submission for Blue Jay. And it's like a frosting type thing, but in this case, it's snow. So back to Icewings. It's a pretty solid amount of creativity in this. Yet, nothing that's really noticeable and out of the ordinary. Or really cool. You get it. They don't, though, just throw in a white, plain, old European dragon and call it good. So, this is still not garbage. So, our final result, we get a 7 out of 10 for creativity. Next, backstory. Icewings are one of the main tribes that were involved in the Darkstalker legends. In fact, they were one of the only tribes with animus magic. Lore goes back pretty far, all the way back to the time of Darkstalker. They are a protective tribe and don't change much compared to the present-day Pyria. Their animus magic is yet for rituals, can only use it once in their lifetime. This might have came from the fact that they believe that animus magic takes away your soul if you use it too much. After many years, the bloodletting of animus magic ended, and it's not exactly clear how or when. Once the chain ended, Icewings were just another tribe. though they did have many blessings that were still enchanted and passed down through the royal family. The backstory of Icewings is pretty good and balanced between good and bad, though there is more on the iffy side. I mean, have you seen the actual Icewing, three-ring idea? Also, in the last book, there was many things that were enchanted with bad intentions, such as the crown, that would change a viewer's perspective on the tribe. The fact that they were an animist tribe for a good while is a good discussion to work towards, and so the plot could go forward. Without it, Darkstalker might not have happened. So, for a final result on the Icewings backstory, I get an 8 out of 10 for the good, interesting part of it. Time for my favorite part. I love this tribe. I have many OCs in this tribe, and it just runs so well through the series. This is my favorite part because the dragons design off of ice and frost, and I just adore it. So for my bias score, I give an 8 out of 10. So the final score, all added up, is 31 out of 40. Next, we have Sandwings. The Sandwing tribe is located in the west of Pyria, and the mountains that turn to sand dunes. This is the chest of the dragon-shaped land. Sandwings are all over the place since a succession, so there isn't really one word to refer to the tribe. They exactly quote, pale gold and white scales of color of desert sand, poisonous barbtail, black forked tongues, abilities, survive long periods of time without water, poison enemies with the tips of their tails like scorpions, bury themselves in the desert sand to camouflage, and they can breathe fire. The thing in the real world that this tribe is based off of is desert and sand dunes. This tribe is different from the others due to its wide lands and different cultures of the palace and scorpion den. There is a queen, yet she does not have as much power over the tribe due to there being so much land to patrol. People can just easily run away. The design of these dragons is just brilliant. Honestly, I would never really thought of the barbed tail, or this dune-like frills along their spine of the dragon. I think that these factors make the tribe stand out to me, and making it one of my favorites. The idea of the barbed tail is making it all the much better, and the fact that the tribe is native to the sand and sun of the desert. Also putting in that they don't need much water for long periods of time is just a little detail that goes a long way. Because of this, they would make for and adapt to dry weather, and would make for a very good tribe whenever it comes to long-distance travel. So the design for the Sandwings, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Next, creativity. Many people do think about sand and scorpions and stuff whenever they think about this tribe. Yet, Tui probably stuck between a couple things. The barbed tail is cool, yet it's literally exactly like a scorpion. If there were stingers, like on the wrists or something sort of like hive wings, it would have been all the more creative. Yet, I bet that would be a little bit overpowered. Because I think this tribe is a little limited, these dragons have a little bit of input from me because I want to. As you can see, I did not make many differences to the tribe. I just thought it would be cool to have the tail naturally curl, sort of like a rainwing tail, or a Shiba Inu tail in the real world. The barb should also be pretty small, so it does not hurt anyone unless in battle. I also made the wings to look a lot longer and hook at the bend. The wings have frills at the top. This makes it all the much better. The creativity of the original tribe is a little bit limited, not as good as other tribes. Yet, there is still a lot to brag about. For this tribe, I'll give the creativity a 7 out of 10. For backstory, there's not much around the time of Darkstalker. Yet in Pyria, we do know about the massive war in the Sandwing Succession. The Sandwing Succession, if you didn't know, was a war involving all the tribes. There were 3 sisters who were the daughters of Queen Oasis. She died when she decided it would be a good idea to mess with scavengers after they stole her treasure. So then the sisters, Burn, Blister, and Blaze, fought over the throne. None of those guys were good enough, though. For it was the Icewings who joined Blaze, as well as a lot of Sandwings. The Skywings joined Burn. Blister originally had the Seawings and Mudwings, yet Burn threatened the Mudwings and they joined her side. So it was the war that lasted for what felt like forever before the Dragonets of Destiny saved the day. Anyway, the Sandwings were a big part of present-day Pyria, so they should have a good store. They also did not have much of backstory about Animus magic, but they did have a dragon called Jerboa. So, for backstory, I give Sandwings an 8 out of 10 for, well, sort of a backstory. This tribe also happens to be one of my favorite tribes as well. Unlike the one. So this tribe from B gets a score of 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 because they were not included as much in the Darkstalker times. This brings the final score to 34 out of 40. So that's pretty much it. Just make sure to like or comment if you want another one of these. I'll probably make another one of these, but they do take a little bit of time. Disclaimer, this was made before I found out about the new guidebook about the Dragon's World stuff thing. So that's why I'm using those books for this research. I also just wanted to thank you all because I've been getting a lot of support, and I just wanted this to be like a little new type of thing that I could do. So, bye!